The 12 cheapest cities to visit in Europe on a budget. While cities all over the world are getting more eye-wateringly expensive each year, Europe is still blessed with a bounty of budget-friendly destinations. To visit frugal city breakers need not fear. And we aren't just talking about teeny-tiny, off-the-beaten-track seaside towns or mountain villages untouched by tourism, although there are some lesser-known but worthy entries here. We're also talking sparkling, sprawling, historic cities with long lists of things to do rolled in, including a few capitals. To break down which locations are the most affordable, we've found the average price of an Airbnb and beer in each place. So without further ado, here are the best cheap cities to travel to in Europe. 1. Porto, Portugal. Not a lot of major cities are what we'd call affordable anymore, but a trip to Porto, Portugal's second city, still holds. We can't say the same for Lisbon anymore, that's for sure. I visited in 2023 and 2024 and found that a meal for two in its best restaurants with wine, lots of wine, came in at less than £50 all in, and Portuguese beers out could cost as little as €1. Porto's attractions are well priced too, from beautiful public parks to €8 museum tickets. But let's be honest, if you're anything like me, you're really just here to eat and drink. 2. Zagreb, Croatia. If I hadn't already been on a road trip around Croatia, Zagreb almost definitely wouldn't have been on my radar. Despite being Croatia's capital, the city is pretty underrated, cowering in the shadow of popular destinations such as Split and Dubrovnik. But I'm here to make a case for it as a brilliant budget destination. Why? Because it's so goddamn walkable. That's right alongside the reasonable accommodation and food prices. Zagreb's streets are some of the most pleasant to get around on foot. We barely used public transport at all, but even if you do, a tram ride of up to 30 minutes costs just 44p. Start from the city's sprawling main square and meander your way to pretty much every one of the city's best sites before grabbing an excellent people-watching spot. The cafes here are excellent. 3. Riga, Latvia. In Riga, it's all about the Art Nouveau. The architecture is seriously beautiful, and there's a huge, buzzy creative scene. Check out Putty, a modern gallery and events space, or our gas bira for something more traditional. Looking for something less refined? The booze here is really cheap, so if you're looking to let loose, head to the old town for all the most established bars. 4. Krumlov, Czech Republic. Krumlov is a lot like Prague, but without the stag doss. Its labyrinthine, Baroque streets all lead you eventually to the huge castle complex at the center. It's beautiful in summer, but for the really picturesque views go in winter, when it's blanketed in snow. Keep warm in one of the many cozy cafes, or try traditional food in one of the live music parlors. Not a rowdy bunch of blokes to be seen. 5. Bucharest, Romania. Bucharest is great if you're looking for a good time. Don't sleep on the nightlife. Just make sure to avoid the overhyped bars near the center and head for one of the Sky bars instead. You can try delicious, hearty traditional food for bargain prices too. Our recommendation is the legendary Karu CU beer. Order the grilled pork and a side of sauerkraut. 6. Krakow, Poland. Festival vibes meet old world history in Krakow. We recommend packing in as many medieval sites as possible, and then getting stuck into a great night out. Try to plan your trip to coincide with one of the city's many festivals, which range from the typical Think Summer Jazz Festival and the Krakow Film Festival to the more obscure, like the International Soup Festival. Yum. 7. Belgrade, Serbia. Chaotic, gritty, packed, and super cheap Belgrade is anything but a quiet getaway location. Smoky dive bars and gig venues nestle in old socialist architecture,
competing for space in the once desolate Savamala area, which is now home to a thriving culture scene. Head to Sigunlia, a reclaimed island on the Sava River, if you're looking to find a tiny, tranquil slice of nature. 8. Kaunas, Lithuania. Kaunas was a European capital of culture for 2022, and an incredible 1,000 events took place to celebrate it. But otherwise, for those of us who weren't, there are plenty of seriously impressive exhibition spaces open all year round, like the Mykolas Ilinskas Art Gallery. And if you want something a bit weirder, head to the Seriously Strange Devils Museum. 9. Argos, Greece. Argos is one of the oldest continually inhabited cities in the world. Right in the heart of the Peloponnese, this is Greece as you imagine it, balmy Mediterranean weather with archaeological beauty sprawling as far as the eye can see. According to legend, it was literally ruled by the son of Zeus at one point too. It's largely off the tourist path too, so you can explore the ancient theater ruins, the prehistoric castle, and 6th century BC Roman agora in peace. 10. Marsalforn, Malta. Head to this quaint fishing village if you're looking for a properly quiet break. Marsalforn isn't a porthole windows and artfully placed lobster crate situation. It's the real deal. The restaurants have lots of fresh fish and great ocean views, so we recommend you take a book, put on your sunglasses, and enjoy the sea breeze. 11. Gratz, Austria. Gratz is one of Austria's unsung heroes. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as well as being anointed 2003's capital of culture and the 2008 city of culinary delights. For futuristic art, head to Kunsthaus Gratz. The gallery is housed in a building known as the Friendly Alien. You can't miss its undulating, scaly form on the waterfront. 12. Sofia, Bulgaria. Sofia is properly gorgeous. The domed churches dotted around the city will be a guaranteed hit on your Insta, as will the elaborate mosques, Soviet statues, and grand galleries. As most people overlook it in favor of Bulgaria's ski slopes and coastline, you won't feel crowded while you wander.